Vil du sige noget? Måske en bøn?
Hello everybody and welcome again to Keystone Film Review. I am still in Iceland and I just saw Godland, which is an Icelandic Danish film about a Lutheran priest who goes from Denmark to Iceland in the 19th century, travels throughout the wild Icelandic landscape with a guide, and kind of becomes a heart of darkness kind of story that tests his faith and everything. This movie blew me away. It was very atmospheric. Definitely showed the beauty of Iceland in the cinematography, and also just how terrifying Iceland must have been back then. Still kind of is a little bit, especially in the, you've been driving for 3 hours and you haven't seen anyone. That's even terrifying today with today's technology and roads and everything. So I can only imagine what it was back then without roads or maps or anything. And it really captures just how fucking crazy these explorers must have been to go out in the wilderness without knowing really much of anything. Even the guide who knew the land and everything couldn't have known everything. And but this is just a brilliant film has great mise en scene, kind of like, it's not like The Deer Hunter, but it reminded me of The Deer Hunter and how it set up scenes and would just kind of observe people. But it's also got elements of like Embrace of the Serpent and 2001 Space Odyssey, kind of culminating everything to this Heart of Darkness, as I said, story of this priest having his faith judged and also, his ego tested and all of that. It's brilliantly acted by everyone involved. A fantastic direction by the director. I'm going to post their names here because I don't want to butcher the pronunciation. And also, I'm using my phone to record sound, so I can't look it up at the moment. But it is just a beautiful film. I loved every part of it. It is definitely long, and it's about 2 hours, 23 minutes. That's probably, I don't consider that a flaw. I feel like a lot of people would. The highlight of it is showing the wild, rugged terrain of Iceland, and it's got this beautiful connecting through line of hate begetting hate, and how living on a pedestal, putting yourself on a pedestal, doesn't make you better than anyone. And it's just a brilliant film about, would we forgive people for certain things, even like if that's what we're taught. It's anyone who watches this channel know I hate this term. It's an experience of a film, and it just takes you on this journey through Iceland, through the glaciers, through the fjords, through the mountains, through the unbelievably extended flat parts, and putting humans and these animals in these situations that no one ever should be, but they were at some point and still are to an extent. Now it's a pastime when it used to be a necessity, which is just crazy. People used to have to travel these terrains, and now they just do it for fun. Just goes to show you how far we've come. It's just a brutal film, both in the humanity of it and the nature. It's got beautiful stories of love and healing and forgiveness and rage and revenge, and just takes you on a roller coaster of emotion throughout, and also just kind of the nihilism of everything, how nothing truly matters. There's a beautiful line at the end that I don't want to give too much away, but it's essentially wraps it all up about like the circle of life and how Iceland gives and takes, and will check your ego and your humility. I'm saying this like I live in Iceland. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass right now. I've been here for 10 days. I love it. It's great. I don't know shit about Iceland. It's beautiful. Here's some pictures of me in Iceland. Look. That's a waterfall. It's a cool waterfall. Yeah. From its reputation, Iceland is very unforgiving. Not my quote, the other people's quotes. And that's kind of what this film's about. You know, if you're not careful, if you don't check yourself before you wreck yourself, you're going to wreck yourself before you check yourself. You can quote me on that. But yeah, Godland, fantastic film. Really did a wonder at showing the Icelandic landscape and the futility of human travel back before there was technology and everything to be used as tools, and just a beautiful story of friendship and hatred as well. It's a hard film to talk about, but I highly suggest people check it out. I do hope this one also comes to the States. Not hopeful, but I hope it does. And if you check it out, if you're able to, I highly suggest you check it out. I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. By far my favorite film of the year so far. Hopefully it comes to the States. If not, go to Iceland and watch it. It probably won't be in theaters anymore, but you might be able to get it on like Icelandic Netflix or something. Who knows? I know it was in the States for a little bit. It was released limited in February. Don't know what the plans are for the future, if it's coming back or not, you know, in streaming or rental. But yeah, if you saw Godland, tell me what you thought down below. Yeah, is God in your land? No. Would you travel through 19th century Iceland to build a church? I know I wouldn't. I like TV too much. And sitting's great. Sitting is very underrated. But yes, let me know what you thought of Godland down below in the comments, and I will see you back in the States in the next video. Bye-bye.